How did Buddhism change after the Buddha's death? If you're curious about what happened to Buddhism after the Buddha passed away, you're about to uncover some fascinating history. Let's explore how this significant event shaped the evolution of Buddhism. After the Buddha's death, his followers were left to interpret and spread his teachings. This period saw the Buddhist community split due to differences in interpretations of the monastic rules, known as the Vinaya, and doctrinal differences. One of the first major splits occurred between the Stavira elders and the Mahasangika, great community, groups. This initial division likely happened during or shortly after the reign of the Indian Emperor Ashoka, around 268 to 232 BCE. Over time, these two main groups further divided into various sects. From the Staviras emerged schools like the Sarvastivada, Vibhajavadins, Theravadins, Dharmaguptakas, and Pugalavada. The Sarvastivada school, for example, focused on Abhidharma teachings and believed that all dharmas, elements of existence, exist in the past, present, and future. These early Buddhist schools developed distinct practices and beliefs. For instance, the Sarvastivadins had a detailed doctrine about the existence of all things in time, while the Theravadins, who emerged later, emphasized the Pali Canon and a more conservative approach to the Buddha's teachings. Geographical separation also played a role in the diversification of Buddhism. As Buddhism spread across the Indian subcontinent and beyond, different regions developed their own interpretations and practices. Chinese monks like Faxian, Xuanzang, and Yijing traveled to India and documented the various schools they encountered, providing valuable insights into the state of Buddhism during that period. In terms of rituals and practices surrounding death, Buddhist traditions also evolved differently. For example, Tibetan Buddhism developed precise practices and protocols, including special prayers before, during, and after death, as well as a 49-day prayer ritual to guide the deceased through the afterlife. These changes reflect how Buddhism adapted and diversified as it spread and evolved over centuries. The core teachings of the Buddha remained a foundation, but the interpretations and practices varied widely depending on the school and geographical location. So the next time you think about Buddhism, remember that it's a rich tapestry of different traditions and practices, all rooted in the teachings of the Buddha, but shaped by the diverse paths his followers took after his passing.